Big Mama Energy.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Tia. And today our video is going to be about cheaters. Cheater, plug and eater. Ain't that what it's?
It is.
Oh, okay. It is, right?
I think it's that.
Yeah, that part.
But welcome to all you newcomers.
Yes, welcome to our channel.
Absolutely.
Glad to see you, Big Mama Tribe. Okay. Yes. But yeah, before we get into this video, we're gonna need you to go ahead and subscribe. Okay, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. Also tap that bell so you can get all the notifications when we drop our new and latest videos. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna get into this cheaters video, and you know, we had a little inspiration.
Oh yes.
Over this past week or so, you know, with Derrick Jaxn.
Yes. And his debacle and all that things going on there. So apparently, if you don't know who he is a motivational speaker, if you will. He targets women and just kind of was letting them know, I guess, to value yourself and not deal with men who are going to treat you like trash and people in general. Yeah. That's the basic message.
Yes, that's the basic message. And he pretty much drags different men. Like he takes video clips of certain men speaking a certain way and kind of like picks it through and says how, like, you know, this is filth, and pretty much saying that a lot of men try to justify their wrongdoings. I mean, which is accurate. Pretty much picking them apart. He's picking them apart. Yeah. And you know, this story came out, and we found out that he was cheating on his wife, and has on multiple occasions.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Who? Because as much shit as he's talking, as much, you know, I'll say as much as he drags different people for doing different things and cheating and not being faithful, whatever, I just couldn't believe. I was like, wow. Yeah. So you really don't know somebody based off of social media. Like, they could, you know.
Yeah, absolutely not.
They just really carry it sometimes. Yeah. Carrying on.
He played a whole game. And I'm, honestly, it's like you be shocked. But at the same time, I'm not surprised. Because people be living out their whole life. Like, for real. Like, everything you telling us not to do, your ass is doing.
Okay? And more.
And then some.
And that's just that pays your bills, honestly. So that must have been just his whole brand. And, you know, once the camera shut off, he's just doing whatever.
And that's my whole thing is, this is why you cannot cling on to everything that everybody says, every little word. Absolutely. Because they're human just like you. Everything that you're capable of doing, they are also capable of doing. And I feel like people don't understand, this is where people pay their bills. It's all about selling a fantasy, and he is selling y'all a fantasy.
Absolutely. And he, you know, he said don't put me on a pedestal, but you, I mean, you was set up to put him on a pedestal because or led to, whatever you want to say, because he, you know, was talking in these videos on how you should and shouldn't treat a woman and your wife and your girl and whatever the case, or a woman you're pursuing. So you're just naturally thinking like, oh, okay, so he must be on point.
Right.
But now,
yeah, and that's the whole thing. Like I said, I feel like people, you know, forget that entertainers or even motivational speakers, people are human. People F up, and people are not also, they're not going to air out their dirty laundry. Like, they're not going to tell you that, you know what I mean? But let's be clear that it's things that are going on behind the surface, you know, under the surface, that they're not proud of. I feel like everybody, you know what I mean, including myself, like, it's things that I may not talk about with y'all that I will be talking about with my sister. That's just how it is. But I'm also not on here saying, oh yeah, I'm this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
You're not trying to sell a book saying, okay, I'm a guru on this and that and the third. You know what I mean? Exactly. Because then you can feel cheated.
Exactly.
It's like, you're selling a book on a perfect marriage or whatever you're trying to do. And, you know, then you find out somebody getting off. It's like, what?
I don't know if y'all seen that episode of Martin. Where, like, Gina, old friend, came in town and she was talking about how real she was.
I think I did see that.
And they was on Martin's show and she was like, the lady was like, you ain't even real. And she said, I worked this book. I paid $15 for this book and you ain't even real. I'm about to kick your ass.
Seriously.
No, for real, like. That's the thing.
People,
because people cling, and this is why I say stop clinging on to people every word, because people really cling, and that's what they live by. And almost when when they find out that you're fraudulent, it's like crush their world. And they're like, wait, what?
It's like, it shouldn't, because that shouldn't have been.
It shouldn't have been.
You know what I mean?
It shouldn't have been.
You can take heed to what people say, but that shouldn't be your everything. It shouldn't be these relationship goals, these couple goals, because you don't know these people. The other celebrity, Quavo and Sweetie and all that, like, you don't know these people.
Right.
That looks cute and that's nice, but it shouldn't be your goal, because we're all human, like Sissy said. You don't know what people are doing behind closed doors. You don't know their relationship. They could be laying hands and feet. You don't know.
And everybody relationship, first of all, everybody is different.
Everybody's different, yeah.
Everybody is different. Every relationship is going to be different.
Right.
A relationship that may look good for Sissy may not be good for me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just everybody. A relationship that look good to you may not look good to me. That's just what it is. Yeah. So stop clinging on to everything that somebody says.
Right.
What works for you is not going to work for the other person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it may work for somebody else, but not everybody is going to, you know, it's not going to resonate with everyone.
It's not.
So that's really what we want to talk about. And then we're going to get into, like, you know, the whole cheating thing. Would you stay? Would you leave? And stuff like that. But the biggest message I do want to get out to y'all is stop clinging on to everything that everybody says, and know that we are all different, and please embrace your individual. I can't.
Your individuality.
Yes, please.
Embrace it. Yeah.
Embrace it. Embrace who you are, and find out really what it is that you want, and stop listening to what everybody else wants, because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
You hear a person keep saying, "Oh, this is this," so you start to feel like, "Oh yeah, this is what I need to be doing," but you need to figure out what works for you.
Yeah. Every relationship it might not look the same, you know. Figure out what works for you, what works for your partner, and, you know, talk amongst yourselves. Nobody else has to do anything with it. Anything with it. That's whatever looks good to y'all, you know. That's how I feel about the situation. Like, nobody else is in that relationship but y'all. You know, if you are,
and that's a fact.
Whatever, yeah.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about his wife.
Oh gosh.
Okay. So after everything happened, you know, he went live.
Right.
And
went live with his wife.
His wife was right beside him, and he was clinging on to that hand for dear life.
I was like, is she being held against her? What? No. No, but he was kind of, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay.
How did you feel about that video?
That video, it just seemed very much forced, or very much to prove a point. Like, y'all didn't even, like, sit on the situation and let it marinate. They said it happened a while ago. Whatever, but either way, y'all ran right to the live on Instagram. It's like, maybe, like, work on your marriage behind closed doors.
Right.
And tell people respect your privacy. I understand you have fans, whatever. But to just like run out and do it that soon, I feel like that hurt him. That hurt them, their brand, if you ask me, because it was just like, but it probably didn't, because people still copying that book.
Oh well, people, you know, they want the tea.
They want the tea.
That's just what people do, and that whole live was comical to me. Honestly, I said, "What is this?" But the one that really was the icing on the cake for me is when he did the reaction to the live. I said, at that moment, I knew he was a fucking psychopath. In that moment, I knew like, something dumb screws.
Yeah, he needed help. At that moment, I'm like, why are you referring to yourself in third person? He does that a lot. And he does say, I'm going to refer to myself in third person. But then when you actually watch it,
right.
He's like, oh, so Derrick Jaxn. I'm like, yourself?
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
That whole video just was very weird. It gave me Norman Bates vibes. Like, it was so creepy. I'm like, it was almost like I was watching him have an outer body experience.
Right.
Like, he was
having an outer body experience.
It was so weird.
Like, okay, well, I guess. I'll say looking in. That's what it looked like.
It was so weird. And then, you know, his wife posted a video.
Right. How she was in the helmet of whoever. She was in the helmet of the Lord, or I don't even know.
She said a soldier. What she say?
Yeah, she was a soldier of God, or whatever she said.
She was speaking pure nonsense. What she was saying, made absolutely no sense.
Because people were grinding her up for having her. They thought it was a bonnet on her head, but it was a hat, I think.
Yeah, she said it was a hat.
And she said it was her helmet or something like that. Don't quote me. But I was like, all right, sis. And she said something about her army fatigue shirt was like the chest of. I don't know, but it was just like okay, now just cling to God. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
They're definitely making a whole like mess of the whole situation. Like it just, I don't know. I feel like they're not taking it seriously. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's all a game to me.
It's a shit show.
No, that's really what it feels like to me. Like,
to me,
that's just how it feels. And when she put up that video, I said, okay, they both belong together because they both fucking psychos.
Sure, sir.
Like, that's just how I felt.
And that's your business. That's your marriage. That's your business. If you want to stay, you want to stay. That's cool too.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about the situation if it was you and your husband?
Right, would I stay?
How would you feel about that? Yeah, would you stay?
I mean, listen, we're married. That's a whole different animal in itself. You know, cheating hurts. I've been cheated on before, and it really does hurt. And I was on both ends of it, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if I would stay. You know, but if I did, I'm not gonna be on social media catting off. You know, I'm gonna. I feel like, you know, go to I feel like we need counseling, therapy at that point. You know, need to talk to each other to see, like, can this be salvaged?
Right.
You know what I mean? I have stayed in the past when I was cheated on, and it did not work out. Going forward, it did not work out. So I don't know. Like, that left a bad taste in my mouth. So. It would be hard. It would be hard. I mean, I would think I would try therapy first to see, like, if that's going to work. But at that point, the trust is lost. And when you lost me, then I feel like I'm going crazy. Because then I'm, like, paranoid. I'm like, where you going? You really going to the store? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know if I want to deal with that. Like, that's a whole thing. That damages your whole relationship. That trust is broken.
Right.
How you get that back?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I can honestly say I do not know what I would do in a marriage in that situation. That gotta be tough. It has to be hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Me personally, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things I don't know. It's one of those things like you can't really say until you're in that situation and going through it. Like Sissy said, a marriage is, you know, a whole different ball game than somebody that you just in a relationship with. I mean, me personally, I take both seriously, but a marriage is something that's
so much more.
Yes,
that's much more. Y'all
more.
Stood there and took vows, you know, before God. If you're, you know, spiritual, whatever y'all did that with each other and made that commitment to each other. And if somebody to step out of that, if that's not what y'all doing, because every marriage is different. But if y'all were supposed to be monogamous and now you just step out, it's like, what are we doing? And then, you know, you might go through all different kind of stages. You might be spiteful. You know, you might be like, who knows what would happen, like, on that. Yeah. You know, in that situation, like.
Yeah, and then it's, like Sissy said, it's because it's a mental thing, too. Like, once somebody has stepped out on you, you know, I feel like they don't recognize, like, the damage or acknowledge the damage that it could do to a person in general, you know, to the marriage, to the relationship. Like, it does a lot of damage because, like you said, once that trust is broken, then what? It's going to take a long time, if ever, to mend it.
To heal from that? And
heal it, you know what I mean? So that's like a tough thing.
Yeah. Especially, and also, what were you doing in this cheating? Like, were you taking care of this young lady, like, financially? You know what I mean? Was this a one-time thing? Or, you know what I mean? It don't make it right if it was, but it's levels to this cheating shit.
It really is.
You get people
pregnant.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know?
So that means you were shooting the club up, coming back to me.
Unprotected.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
it's a lot of layers.
So much that goes into this. So it's like,
that's like, I don't know. That's a lot to deal with. And then if you have children involved, it's just messy.
Right. And do you love this person?
Yeah.
Because at this point, you know, people cheat and be a whole relationship.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't even a one-nighter. Like, this is your whole girlfriend.
Right. That's not even just a jump off.
You know
Now this is a person,
so
you're having a whole nother relationship with.
You have a whole nother relationship.
You know what I mean? And both ways, because a woman could be doing it as well. It's
right.
Like, it just gets so messy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even want that. Like, you know, I've cheated in the past. And, you know, I was like, you know what? Going forward, I'm not going to do this tit for tat stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's just over. Like, straight up and down. If somebody cheat, it's a wrap.
Right. My bad.
It's over. That's how I feel. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I've personally never, to my knowledge, I've never been cheated on. I've had situations where, you know, I caught something and somebody's phone was like, you know, what the fuck?
Right, like,
you know what I mean? Now, Stone Cold felt like, oh, this person was cheating on me. Right. I didn't. If they were, right. I didn't know. Didn't catch them.
Right.
Okay. So I can't really speak on that. But like I said, I feel like if you have, you know, it'll be tough. Like, if I've been cheated on, especially, like, I mean, if I'm in a relationship with you, if I'm married to you, obviously, I absolutely love you. So, it's going to be hurtful. And when I love deep. So, I don't know. Like, I really feel like I might not be able to deal with it. I might not.
It's mess with the mental. And that's what it does. Like, it had you thinking, like, how did you do this in the first place? Like, what was your reason? You know, and I had you question yourself. It's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And I'm like, well, I don't want to go through that. I know I don't.
Yeah, because
that's a lie.
What was it about me that, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. Sometimes it may not be you.
It might even be about
but you. But it could cause that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm everything you ever wanted, why you stepped out? Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it's definitely a mental thing.
And how do I know you're not going to do that again?
Exactly, that part.
Like, how do I know? You can't tell me, like, you can say that, like, oh, it's never going to happen again, but are you telling the truth? You said this shit before. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You said you vowed to me. So how do I know? How does one know? That's when trust comes in. And when you break that trust, it's hard to get that back. It's hard because if a woman cheat on a man, please.
Yeah.
It's a done bun. He's not going to trust you anymore.
They're not going to trust you. I've definitely seen situations where a woman cheated on a man and he took her back or stayed.
And stayed with her.
Now, that's the whole thing. And this is why we say, don't compare your relationships to one another because every relationship is different.
Yeah.
And, you know, it could have been a situation where they both, you know, it was infidelity on both sides. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like different relationships, like, you know, different things has happened with infidelity. You know what I mean? It could be one-sided or it could be on both sides. So where maybe the guy did the girl wrong so many times that when she cheated, you know what I mean? It probably hurt him, but at the same time, he was like, okay, like, you know, we could work it out.
I guess, you know what I mean?
Right. But it's not to say that, you know, he won't pull away. You know what I mean? Or he won't leave. Because some people feel like, you know, I can do that to you, but you can't fucking do that to me.
Hey, right. You better not play the game with me. But it's like, it's not right on either side. Yeah. It's not right unless y'all have that relationship where y'all set that up. And it's like, all right, we in an open relationship or whatever. That's between y'all. That's different then.
Right.
But, you know, it's just like, I don't feel like it's right on either end. And, you know, it's just not.
Yeah, no.
It's like, it's messy. It can lead to so many different things, you know, negative situations. It's not good. I just
feel like this is my whole personal take on the situation is if you feel like you need to be with multiple people, be single.
Be single.
Or be with somebody who also feel like they want to be with multiple people and want to have an open relationship, open marriage, and things like that, because those people do exist.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't have to tear another person down to, you know, be in a situation that you desire to be in. Like, why would you deal with somebody who wants to be, you know, in a monogamous relationship if you want to be selling your royal oats and, you know, out here doing your thing? You know, do that on your time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And it's just like, I feel like give that person an opportunity to make up their mind. Like, okay,
An
you know
option,
what I mean?
yeah.
Give them the option, to be like, okay, well, maybe I can deal with this.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Or I don't want no parts of it. You know what I mean? Give them an option. Don't take away their option because you want to be selfish. Because let's call a spade. That's selfish. When you go out there and you cheat on your partner and you don't think about, what's going to happen, or if you do think about it, you don't care.
Right.
That's selfish. Let that person go.
Exactly.
Because that person wanted a monogamous relationship most likely.
Exactly.
And you out here doing anything.
Exactly.
So.
And this is why it's important to be upfront.
Right.
It's really important to be upfront, because like Sissy said, like when you do stuff like that, you take that person's option away.
Exactly.
So yeah. Listen, Windy City, really, like okay.
All right, but yeah,
that was like tornado weather.
Right,
something like that. But yeah, so I'm not here for it. I just rather be by myself personally than deal with somebody that's going to cheat or be a cheater.
Right.
Yeah. I have cheated before.
I've cheated before, and it was on different occasions. I cheated to get. I cheated to get back. You know what I mean? I cheated to get back at a person, and it don't feel good. What did I get back? I still was upset. You know what I mean? It's still, relationship still didn't work out. Right. It was like, for what? Just leave. That's what I told myself. I was like, the next time somebody cheats on me, I'm not cheating for revenge. No, that's deuces. That's the revenge. Like, you won't have access to me. That's the revenge. Like, it's a wrap.
Right.
So, yeah.
When I did this one time, it was actually feelings involved. Like, you know what I mean? I developed feelings for this other person, and it was because the person that I was with was lacking. Like, they wasn't giving me that attention. They weren't giving me that affection. They was like,
it was not
very nonchalant, if you will. And do I feel good about cheating? Absolutely not. But I mean, it happened. And like Sissy said, I'm just gonna leave.
Period.
You know what I mean? Because we're not together now. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just leave. If you're not happy, life is too short to be dealing with anything that you're not happy or crazy about. Like, you know what I mean? So if you feel like you need to step out and cheat on somebody, you might as well just be by yourself.
That's a sign.
And deal with whoever you want to deal with. You know what I mean? On your terms. Because that's
definitely a sign that this person's not giving you what you need. You know what I mean? Sometimes that can be a sign. Like, listen, it's about a wrap for this relationship.
Right. Something is not right.
If something drops, especially if that's not even the type of person you are, and if somebody is driving you to like go get attention from other people and stuff, like, it's a wrap. If you keep trying, like, these little things, like, you figure it out, like, okay, this is not working. It's not working between us, and it's okay to end things. Like, I love you to death, but this ain't that.
And that's art. So, but I'm gonna tie this into like the interview that we did with the conversation with Lance, because in that conversation we kind of spoke on, what did I say? Needing reassurance and love languages, words of affirmation and things like that. And he kind of, when I spoke about that, he said, it's a lack of confidence. And it's like, no, it's not. I'm in a relationship with you, and this is what I need. This is what that's definitely what you require. That's what I require.
That's one of the things that you require.
Exactly.
I totally get that.
So it's like you can't stop doing these things. It's always going to be somebody that's willing to do every single thing that you're not.
And that goes both ways.
And that's both ways.
That goes both ways.
I feel like people really get that fucked up.
They do.
And they play a game with it. Yeah. Because
that goes both ways. If you're not doing certain things with your man or whatever the case, or vice versa with your woman, there's other people out here that will. Yeah. There's other people out here that will. So it's just like, you gotta do the same things you did in the beginning to get that person. Like, keep doing that.
Absolutely.
If you value your relationship, if you want to be with this person. Because I feel like that is another reason why people step out. They're not being satisfied. And then I feel like people don't want to be truthful about not being satisfied.
Right.
If somebody is not doing something that you like what they did when y'all first started, speak up and say that. Excuse me, communicate.
Lack of communication is definitely a reason why people cheat.
Absolutely. You don't want to tell them, like, oh, you're not doing that little thing I like. What's going on? Why you did that? And
somebody in my DM talking about they want to do that little thing I like.
Right.
So...
Exactly. So like, what's going on? You have to communicate with your partner. You just have to. You know what I mean? Even like years, you know, if y'all been in a relationship for years, you definitely have to communicate.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be like
it's an ongoing thing. Yeah. You guys are always going to be growing and evolving, you know, as individuals and in a partnership, in that relationship. So y'all have to communicate. And this is why I said to him, I said, reassurance. Y'all should be reassuring each other all the time on different occasions because, you know what I mean? Yes. I love you, you love me, but it doesn't mean that I might wake up the next day and say this ain't for me. Right. Or, you know, vice versa. Like, it could go both ways. So I feel like y'all should constantly be communicating with one another, making sure y'all on the same page, having check-ins or whatever y'all need to do to make sure that y'all are on the same page. I feel like
for sure. Absolutely. I mean, you have to. Otherwise, next thing you know, this person cheating, and then you get to this root of it. You know, like, why did you do that in the first place? Right. You know, when you had that conversation, some people can't even tell you.
Some people can't.
Because it was Tuesday, and they, you know, or because maybe somebody hit them up that they always wanted to have sex with. Like, people be doing stuff. Listen. Right. And it's like, is it worth it? It's a lot of people out here that look good. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Because it don't be worth it 9 times out of 10. You don't have sex with this person and they don't deal with it. That's not your boo. You don't feel no type of way about them, like you don't care about them. So what was it worth the risk?
And now you guilty. Some people anyway. Right. Some people, you know, you do it and then you be guilty as fuck.
Right.
And
now you gotta live with that.
Now you gotta live with it. So
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I said, I really don't know until I'm really in it, but most likely how I feel like if cheating is involved, I really don't want nothing to do with it. Cause I'm definitely gonna be in my head. I'm an overthinker, so I don't even want that on my conscience at all. Like for real,
to deal with that, that's just too much. It's too much. So yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. I'm not about to rack my brain and I just can't. And then I might get angry and then niggas might get hurt. So I don't have
in that part.
Both parties, like you don't know, and I understand that person might not have known, whatever. But who knows? When you black out, you black out. Yeah. So it's just like, nope. And then if you had a nerve to go back and keep cheating with the same person, it be the audacity. Yeah. The audacity. So it's just a lot. Like,
it's a lot to deal with. Yeah. So
that's a dub on that. I'm cool.
But yeah.
I'll look at you differently after that, to be very honest.
Yeah. So. Especially when it's really levels to it. When it's children involved. But yeah, it's definitely levels to it. But yeah, to say the least.
No.
Nah, yeah. I'm cool. I'd rather just be single, no mingle.
And whoever is, you know, if you're working on your marriage and y'all have been through some things and you've done the work, that's what's up. If you can heal from it and you can grow from it, that's what's up. Right. You know, more power to you. I'm not knocking that. For me, that would be very hard to come back from. Yeah. That's the ultimate disrespect for me. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yep. So what would you guys do?
Let us know.
Okay.
Are you
Drop
staying?
Those comments.
Yes. Or are you leaving?
Is you riding it out?
Right.
What you gonna do? You packing them bags? You ready to sign them papers?
Right.
What are you gonna do? Leave those comments below. Let us know if you are in a situation. You know what I mean? And you want to be anonymous. Hit us up on our email, you know what I mean? I understand you don't want to air your dirty laundry out like this. Right. So go ahead and email us at BigMamaEnergy@gmail.com. Okay. And just let us know. Send us some confessions. Let us know the tea, what's going on with you. And if you want us to share your story anonymously, we will do so.
Respectfully.
But yeah, so we will share your story respectfully, as Sissy said. But yeah. As always, remember to like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe.
Bye, guys.